RTD Live Talk, Detroit's number one show. We are live for a Thursday night live stream, the 7th day of the month of January. And we are pretty much 24 hours in Massengill. And based upon a lot of information coming out now, even some of the mainstream news sources is throwing out the idea of the probability some Antifa and Black Lives Matter individuals scattered amongst the Trump supporters. So interesting. I'm surprised to hear that, I must say, but we'll talk about that as well that you guys want to cover. So as always, my name is Mike, the host of RT Live Talk. And for any new viewers out there, or anybody want to chime in via chat, let me know where you're watching from, acknowledge your presence, and welcome you to the fold. And so we're going to go through a couple articles real quick, share my 2 cents, and then I want to open up the phone lines and hear. Of course, everyone's had time to process everything as it's unfolded, and perhaps we've had some more insights to share in regards to what's Mr. President Trump up to these days. We're going to find out. But we got the New York Redneck, we got Daryl, we got Barlight Broker, JoJo, JJ, we got Jay in the building, Monkey King, New York Redneck, Matt, King D, Robert, Feather. Okay, what else we got here? People saying Trump's new video is a deep fake. Robert, so new video, is that's something that I didn't have a chance to catch up on too much, but or that the video yesterday that was in front of the White House or whatnot. Let me know what you guys are referring to. I'm from Michigan in the building. Appreciate you for hanging out, Jordan. We got Hootie Silver from BC, Canada. Natural Mother in the building. Ryan. Okay, so a fair amount, and I appreciate you guys taking time for me. Looking forward to hearing your voice in a few minutes, and let me know what else is going on out here, because a lot of things, too much to cover at one time. And when the phone lines open up, feel free to call in and share a quick thought, so we can try to get as many voices heard as possible. So let me dive right into it, man. And so, of course, what caught my attention was literally immediately following finishing up the live stream we did last night. Lawmakers, and of course it's the left side of the aisle, the Democrats or whatnot, but right away calling for impeachment, talk about invoking the 25th Amendment. And so I know as of the last 10 minutes or so, I saw articles saying where Vice President Pence mentioned that he's not considering that, he's not doing that or whatever. But as I was looking through the article here, it's amazing how even the left, and here's the thing, at this current moment, after watching several politicians speak, and share their 2 cents about this, everyone is now jumping on the bandwagon of we need to come together, and this is not the democracy, this is not the republic we should all, condone, and this is, and all that stuff. And the first thing I'm thinking about, these people know what's going on. They know that it was coming. They it's come on now, like these cats know what's going on, and to see them still all masquerade around with masks on, and yeah, just ultimately trying to cover up and distract and basically con the American public into thinking that this is really about, A, health, B, a president who has been so disastrous to our country that he's not like them and he doesn't belong, and all that crap. And it's just the mind games they play is just, it's quite humorous at this point, but I'm used to it after a while. But lawmakers calling for impeachment. As I thumb through this list, of course, I see all these individuals here. Trump hats. And so once again, I know that there's probably a gang of, actual true bred Trump supporters out there might have on a red hat just to show that you're part of the crowd. But when I was looking at, I got some video footage here I'm going to share as well about how the police force opened up the gates and let all these ridiculously dressed individuals in with Trump flags. I mean, they went overboard with trying to show that they are part of the mix. And of course, when you got people with helmets scattered amongst people with masks and all types of military type gear, I don't really think Trump supporters will come that strong. But once again, we all know the real deal. But just this picture here, it says a million words in it itself. But here we got all the names of the Democrats that are automatically jumped on the bandwagon. We had one so-called Republican from Illinois. And of course, Illinois, we know that they're in dire straits right now. Democrats, this list goes on and on and on. And that's from the House. And then on the Senate side, no Republicans, but then Democrats, of course, it goes on and on and on. And so where we stand now is just talk. It's more ways of dividing the public by putting the rhetoric out there that they're even considering it. There's a possibility to further the hate, to further the divide between the left and the right, or those that are actually concerned with the direction of our country, as opposed to those that just have built up an outright hate for an individual. And so, of course, I've seen Twitter just combing through comments, and people, even though apparently someone's life was lost, and they show some pictures or whatever, but yeah, people like, you get what you deserve for hanging out, with these people, and I'm thinking like, huh? I'm like, wow, that's very hypocritical in nature, because this past summer, when it was more of a racial situation where the officers decided to take the lives of a couple black men, it was completely different. Like, America's this, America's that. So just that, pick your poison, pick your angle. Life is lost. It's tragic, but don't make it about politics, unfortunately. But that's how people do it. And as a result of all this chaos, I just had a chance to plug in a little bit to some news mainstream sources, but we have what is considered the first type of insurrection at the Capitol Hill, which is a national disgrace. And here we got the Dow hitting records. And so clearly they this type of news and the reassurance of there being a Biden in the White House definitely puts the bankers, as it says here, as banks rally, puts them in a good position, because they know the quantitative QE and all the fiscal policies are about to be rolled out, especially as now the Senate and the House is pretty much under control of the Democratic side of things. So it's about to get real. As I had an interview earlier, I was talking about how this country is about to be flooded with currency. It's inevitable, and that's why I'm assuming this is responding the way it is, because those that already have the funds, those are who propping the markets up well before now, are already exited. So I'm not quite sure who's still banking on it other than traders and speculators. And then just to take a little bit further, this is some not surprising news. U.S. companies slash jobs for the first time since April. And so the jobs numbers, even though this, I guess the PPP program is officially out there now, I'm not sure how, whether they're, it's dispersed or not, or people actually able to qualify for it. But when you see the fact that we're supposed to be in a recovery and things are supposed to be on the up and up because they're giving out more funds, but yet we got people laying off. So it's definitely not a good sign towards that recovery that everyone would like to think that we're in. So not surprised whatsoever, but it's a part of the demonstration of how broken this country is. So, and then over here, here's something that really tells how much of a setup all this was. And so here we got a video here of, we got the U.S. Capitol Police literally opening up the gates, letting all these people in. And we got a guy here waving everybody in. And so here we have people covered up, not trying to reveal their face, not trying to expose their true identity. And so these people here clearly, I'm not sure what kind of Trump supporter would really want to storm a gate and actually go up and start doing anything that destroys property that would basically come back to haunt them as well. So, but here's this type of stuff is happening, man. And then here's something I found a couple hours ago. And this is, I'm not sure, of course, these are the things I come across, so I can't validate anything, but, Twitter is loaded with, stuff that makes you think. And here it says, Antifa Comrades. It says on November 4th, don't forget to disguise yourselves as patriots, Trump supporters, wear MAGA hats, use flags, 3R insignias. It says a convincing police uniform is even better. And it says, this way, police and the patriots responding to us won't know who the enemies are. Let me get the bigger picture. And onlookers and the media will think that we're Trump supporters rioting, so it's hard to turn popular opinion against us. So yeah, not sure where this came from, but I'm not surprised with stuff like that circulating around the terrorist ring circle. So, but that's what it is, man. That's kind of where we're at. I want to start off with that, just open up the forum a little bit and get your guys' thoughts. And what else over the last couple of hours. And so I appreciate the community members that sent me some video footage or whatnot. And I actually saw one of the inside foot, the young lady who was actually, and here's another question. Why would you want to be the first person up trying to go through a window that's broken and then all of a sudden look like a bullet in the chest? And so a lot of questions around that as well, because social media paints her as being a true patriot to the T, former veteran or whatnot. And I'm thinking like, if that is the case, what were you thinking? And so, of course, I heard somebody mention also about who actually pulled the trigger inside was not even a part of the security team or the police force. It was actually done by somebody else. It's all type of speculation out there, but it is what it is. And so here we are now. It's 8 o'clock ish, and President Trump appears to be silenced. Posted a picture earlier on the community page about Mark Zuckerberg's. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Mark Zuckerberg basically came out saying that we supporting anything he says anymore, and so it's pretty much it's official now. The media has banned the. So some brands out there, but to my knowledge, this could be the first time that an actual sitting president is completely on the blacklist. Like he's been blacked out, nothing to do with him type of thing. And so even if there was an emergency of some kind, if there was some type of event that occurred right now, guess we don't have any leadership supposedly because they basically shut him out completely. But when you got social media, big tech coming out, calling that type of stuff right there should concern us all, because this shows how the tech companies now have been positioned, and under this current upcoming administration, they will be positioned as the gatekeepers between free speech or lack thereof. And of course, moving further into this month and beyond, anything that opposes the mainstream narrative or goes against what is going to be considered the primary source of information we're supposed to receive will be labeled as misinformation, and therefore that's all you heard. So Matthew says, I heard the shot live. Really? So Matthew, where let me know where you were located at when you heard the shot. Were you actually in the building yourself, or were you outside, or what? Feel free to call in. Let's open up the phone lines in a minute. And so here's a little article I shared from Mark Zuckerberg. And so this was a screen capture that I grabbed off Twitter. So assuming it's official, but once again, of course, they're painting the events that happened yesterday without any type of consideration of the fact that the movement, Stop the Steal movement, was infiltrated by, as I mentioned yesterday, paid provocateurs that was literally there to do exactly what's going on now. Now, of course, there's a couple people out there that still says, hey, hold your faith, be strong. This is part of the plan, yada, yada, yada. I'm trying to wonder, like, how is this a part of anybody's plan? But so here's a question. As a people, for those that are awake and aware, realize, this is one big setup. We already knew this is one big sham. Where do we go from here? Because literally, we've had a chance to see. So surveillance cameras, it looks like a lot of surveillance cameras were probably definitely being utilized. A lot of that technology to capture face was probably out there at some point. Came across one of them CCP cameras and closed caption television things where the face was captured, so they know who is labeled as Trump supporter. So how much longer before they start categorizing those that are considered opposition to the current as we are, people who want freedom, people who want less government, people who want the Constitution, whatever is left of it, to still be upheld and actually put out there as that our country still needs, and how will they begin separating? That's going to be the question. And so anyway, enough of me ranting, man. I can go on and on and on, but I do know, let's get these phone lines open. So I missed a couple calls already. Forgive me, but I had to get that out real quick. Feel free to give me a call and share a quick thought. And I'm curious to hear your takes, whatever else that came across your radar today. So let's open it up. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good evening, Mike.
How you doing, my friend? What's your name?
Steve from Jersey again, man.
Yes, sir. How you doing, man? Give me a quick thoughts real quick. Trouble you tonight.
Real quick, Mike. I wrote this out, but I'm going to read this to you.
Okay.
If you're black in America, know that this is not your home. Guest in this house, and you'll be moved room to room. And eventually, if you feel uncomfortable, at that point, you need to realize you need to go home. And if you don't have a home, then you need to make one, just like Israel did. If your neighborhood is getting bad, you need to realize to move to a new location or home. Mm-hmm. And Mike, for me, I'm not just talking, I'm doing, and I'm preparing for me, and that we are going to be moving out of this country. And whatever problems you have in this, you can keep it. In America, keep everything, because I'm not interested in what you're selling.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. Well, Steve, man, I appreciate you for sharing. You know, you're not the only one thinking in that same line of thought. So I appreciate you for sharing your thoughts, my friend. We'll talk about that further as we get further in this month. Because I'm curious to hear.
The only one thinking of that. You got it, Mike.
All right, be good, my friend. Yeah. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, Mike, how you doing? Region 9.
Steve, FEMA Region 9. How you doing, my friend? Give me your thoughts on what's going down.
It's all crazy, but it's all so none of it's going to surprise me.
Right.
I think what I would say is this: anyone who's thinking about making from FEMA region to FEMA region, I would highly suggest that they do it. So within this first 21, I personally think that movement is going to be cut down or restructure. You want to put it. Yeah. But I heard a caller. I heard a caller the other night, the other day, call in regarding the FEMA camps, etc.
Yeah, 800.
What's that?
I heard he mentioned camps scattered throughout the country is what the number he threw out there.
Yeah, I don't know how many there are, but I will. There's a young lady. If you have a pin there, Andrea. It's Andea.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably just Google her.
Okay.
Andrea, and her last name is P as in Paul, IT, Z as in zebra, ER.
Pitzer. Okay.
And she's well aware
of
concentration camps.
Okay.
Except maybe you can contact her and get her on the show, so we can talk about these about these camps, which they do exist, and probably about 10 years ago they scrubbed all the stuff off of YouTube already.
Yeah.
But 10 years ago, you could have people were posting videos, camps that were totally empty but guarded.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some Walmarts. Some Walmarts turned into like holding for back in 2015-16 time frame, and all that stuff. It's probably MIA.
Yeah, all that stuff's gone now, pretty much. That YouTube has gotten that stuff off.
All right,
but
well, watch this thing. I'll look her up. I'll look her up, and so I don't mean to cut you off, but me a couple more calls about I'll definitely look her up. Thank you.
Okay, hey, and one last thing before I go. Talk about inflation. My son and I went just the other day, and we got two burgers and a grilled cheese sandwich. 2 burgers and a grilled cheese sandwich. No fries, and it was about $31, $32.
Yeah, something's going on. But hey, I appreciate you, man.
Anyway,
yeah. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, Mike.
Hi there. How you doing? What's your name?
John.
John, how you doing,
Montana.
John from Montana. What's going on tonight, my friend? Talk to me.
I can't believe I've been with you for years. I've been following bigger and bigger. God bless you, because you're really good.
Thank you, my friend.
And I think everybody's catching on to that. And I love all your. I shouldn't get into that. Oh, went on. That's pretty cool to see.
Appreciate
anyway, my thing is let's see. I figured out that I hate to say, maybe get off track here about the Bitcoin. It's jumping up.
Yeah.
Has anybody noticed that every time they pass a stimulus check, the Bitcoin? Has anybody looked into who's getting the money from the stimulus? And it's basically they're funneling. I swear they're the stimulus into the Bitcoin, and it's kind of scary because they really are getting ready for the digital dollar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the dollar and everything else not as practical and just go digital. Anyway, I'm a little, but about the the Washington thing. Yeah, it's a scam. It's just like 9/11. It looks so set up. That's the first thing. You just see everything that's going on. It's all set up. Yeah. I feel bad for everybody involved, in trouble for it. But anyway, I just want to say you're doing great, man. You're I swear, you're like one of the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right.
Good night.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Feel free to give me a call. So that's an interesting perspective there. So we got the idea of relocation, locating out of this country. It sounds like the caller called and earlier talked about, and that's definitely on the cards for a lot of people. And a lot of people, guests I've had on the show, have been mentioned about sports and already having been gone, like the Jeff Berwicks and who else I had on the show. Different people who love to travel already got set up and whatnot. So I believe that time frame of a window is between now and this summer, because this upcoming spring, given the way things are being set up, that variant of a strain, which appears to be impacting the younger now. I actually, a friend of mine, his nephew, 11, was diagnosed with it, and it really ruined him. But I think in a week, so it actually had him down on his knees, according to what we were told. But anyway, so that right there is going to probably lock down the spring, and from that point, shut down air travel. So you kind of see where this could possibly go. Lord forbid it does. You know what I'm saying? But there's a window of time between now and definitely, if there is chance or consideration of actually being able to geographically, change your location, that will be the best time, because between now and when flu season actually is supposed to start next year, they're going to be talking about, if you ain't got that jab, you can't do much officially. So let's talk. Hello, caller. Where are we calling from?
This is USI Expat calling you from the great state of Wisconsin.
USI, I see your thoughts on what's going down.
Well, I just wanted to apologize. Yesterday I said the I word, and we got cut off. And your program right after that.
It started flickering on me, man. Yeah. But go ahead.
Yes. So let's just do a little math here. Let's say times 600. Well, last time I checked, that's 1.8 billion. So you have a 900 million, almost one stimulus package. Where's all that extra currency going? It's not going to common folk like you and I. It's going to the banksters. Not seeing the inflation increase. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's because it's going in stationary assets such as real estate, where you don't have a lot of velocity or turnover in the currency.
Yeah.
But once the stock market breaks and we have the crack up, then you'll start to see the velocity increase, and that's when you'll have more currency chasing the same amount of products or less. One person that I would love to interview, I had a YouTube channel before, and the CIA took it away. But I wanted to interview Hero Salinas Price, and I wanted to ask him, hey, why does Mexico, who's been attacked by USI about times, why did they settle trade in fiat currency? What are these countries getting us?
Correct. So all the politicians that jump on board with the globalist agenda led by the banking cabal here and everywhere else, they're incentivized by position and status, and they've been paid off. So that's kind of like every president from every country that we've ever dealt with is corrupt. Where you gonna stay in office unless you comply with the globalist agenda. And if you don't, you'll be labeled a terrorist. Or, we got the Irans, the Cubas, the Venezuela. Those countries don't play ball as fairly, as easily. And of course, they're on a hit list, they're on a terrorist list and a sanction list. So, yeah.
He'll be killed, like President Kennedy in 1963.
Right.
I would say Kennedy was the last honest president and fake.
Yeah.
But I would say that Kennedy was naive in many ways and didn't realize who his true friends were or his enemies.
Yeah. And so watch this.
Now,
sorry to cut you off. I want to get a couple more calls in before we dial back.
Yes,
I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Give me a call. Let's talk. I missed a couple calls. And so I try to, give equal airtime as best I can. So feel free to give me a call back. But Chef, feel free to share your thoughts. I'm curious to hear what else is out there. And I saw a question out there. I'll answer that in 1 second. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, calling from Baldwin Park, California.
Yes, sir. What's in your mind?
I've been listening to your show for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I know how you like about like silver, and like basically like you're really wise. Mm-hmm. You're really wise, and I appreciate
you. Thank you, sir.
I wanted to ask, how would you go at it to defend human people against the government nowadays in the modern era?
You say defend who? Defend who people?
The common people,
the common people.
American,
How to defend?
Everybody's quick to, but I don't want to leave. I like this country, and to me, it seems it's just and corruption that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The people are. I think we're aware of it. We're too scared.
Yeah.
We're so scared.
Yeah.
The media not even trying to cover us.
Yeah. They're
it's like we don't even have a voice.
That's where we have to be. I think, my personal opinion, we have to be realistic and recognizing the times. And these are our times, as I've always mentioned before, biblical times where in one particular direction, to where it kind of, it distorts and it unravels any plans or, dreams you might have had of doing. It was done prior to March 2020. Moving forward, it's that build back better, world economic. Let's come together, heal the world, give up your rights, and we'll give you this free. And so that's where this is heading. So I don't really think there's any place you can run to hide, because every country will eventually be brought into the fold of a currency down the line. But I think there's patches in countries where you can. It's a lot slower, especially the underdeveloped countries that don't have. Everybody don't have a cell phone. Everybody don't have internet. Everybody don't have access to the technology. Those countries that take time. But as far as here in the U.S., our countries we're morally, spiritually, financially bankrupt. So it's a matter of buckling down and trying to do the best you can for a year or two, but realize the world around you is crumbling. So, and I don't want to sound pessimistic, but it's one of the things where being realistic, it's not all peaches and cream moving forward. It's going to be a tough road, but life moves on if you can make the best opportunities for yourself. So that's just my tears to hear what the viewers say as well. So feel free to call in the chat. But let me get to some more calls, and I appreciate your call, my friend.
I appreciate you taking my call, sir.
Yep. Yeah, man. Great call. Great thought, man. And so the question I saw earlier was about silver, and someone asked the question about buying silver. Is there another chance for a dip? So Super Seamster says, hey, Rethinking Dollar, I might be getting 4 pounds of silver pretty soon. So pretty soon. Do you think it will be dipping down? There's a possibility it can dip. I wouldn't hold my breath waiting on a dip because of everything that's going on now. Just basically look at right now as being a great opportunity to get your weight up at any cost, just because you don't want to be left out and cut into because the price takes a little bit of a spike on you upward. So if you have the funds, my personal opinion would be just go now and get the weight in your possession, get it out the way. And other than that, you don't have anything to lose, because weight is definitely going to go up at some point nominally. And based upon the response and what's coming, there's going to be a longer time of metal suppression because everybody is going to be flooded, because Biden is a reassure that stocks are going to go to 40, 50,000, as well as all the other overinflated assets are going to ride. Bitcoin might be 60,000 by the end of this month. Metals are still going to be left behind, but never lose hope. It's sound money, it's real money, historical, it has all the properties needed to be a great anchor in times of turmoil. So that's just my 2 cents there. But let's take one more call, and then we'll get ready to dial back for this evening. As I mentioned, trying to start off the year and be more concise, get more people on the show as far as having their voice being heard and trying to be more. And so anyway, give me a call. Let's talk. Take one more call. And also feel free, hit that thumbs up button beneath this video as well. It helps add people to the fold so people can, be in tune, man, be plugged in. We have to assemble to encourage and edify one another. Hello, caller. Hello?
Hello?
Hi there. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on? My name's Ulysses, man, calling from Texas, man.
Ulysses from Texas.
Down here.
Appreciate your call, man. What's on your mind tonight?
I'm right off I-35, Waco, Killeen area.
Okay.
They just did a 50% rollback on the shutdown type stuff or whatever. I think they closed our bars. I'm just looking at this, man. I'm talking to the people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, man, only way we getting through this as a people, man, people just gonna have to stand up and say no, man.
Right.
I just around it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I mean, at some point in time, the folk gonna have to get tired, man. I mean, it's more of us than it is of them saying they got all the guns and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say like this, and I'm gonna get out the phone, man. I don't know what particular strain of eschatology is, man. Mm-hmm. But I stand like this. There's a spot in Daniel where that joker's like, those that know their God and will do exploits. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And the context there is talking about the end times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, man, folk just gonna have to get on, whether you're a believer or unbeliever, and tell these people to go blow off somewhere, straight up.
Right.
Love your show, man.
Appreciate you.
I'm gonna take this off.
Thanks. Great call, man. Great way to end the segment, man. It ultimately boils down to fight or flight. And so that's why resistance, literally, as of everything unfolds, we realize that if you are still wanting to stand built and what you've been working for and working towards all your life, this is the turning point right now, fight or flight. And the resistance side of moving forward, whenever it comes time to be told what we can do and can't do, when they meaning the government, especially here in Michigan, when Governor Whitmer tells us who, I don't agree with that. You don't tell me I'm essential. You know what I'm saying? So resistance, man, basically picking your battles, carefully. And of course, to question everything that's going on and stand their ground. I think it can definitely create a stronger movement. So biggest thing is we got to reach more people. We got to begin question every single thing you're told. The scientists and the experts don't believe what they're saying. They've all been bought and paid for. This is in on a take in a sense, because they all know the greater agenda, and it has nothing to do with the betterment of humanity. It's all about enslavement and, unfortunately, depopulation and debate. You know where this is heading. So, but anyway, people, we're gonna stay at it, man. Definitely stay prayed up. Put it before the Lord. That's pretty much this new year from more on, my prayer life, and really literally getting in the Bible more and praying more, and then also trying to find new ways to reach more people. And that's why, is designed to hopefully reach more people. So, the video I did earlier, America's Broken, share that. It's meant to be neutral but yet laying out facts. So support the channel by sharing videos or whatnot that'll help us reach more people, so we can have this dialogue and begin getting people to rethink and to begin thinking for Matrix. So that being the case, people, it's been great hanging out. I appreciate everybody for joining me. As always, I want to make sure you guys are aware of where you can check in throughout the day to get up. And so, as always, I'm always trying to, improve things. And so, rethinkingthedollar.com, I'm trying to make it a valuable source of information for everybody And so, of course, trying to update things, get your weight up there. Got videos, my stuff I post up here. People I recommend you guys watch. And so, yeah, so it's all the information you need is on rethinkingthedollar.com. And so definitely head over there and do that. And then here's the social media links. At some point, we're not going to be able to talk on YouTube. So make sure you guys are connected here. These are a lot of independent alternative media sources as well as mainstream. But I really encourage you guys to get connected on Discord because that's where a lot of the party takes place afterwards. So other than that, people, we at it again tomorrow, Lord willing. And everybody have a great night and stay prayed up and blessed up. And let's do it again. So appreciate you for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button. Want to be a blessing beyond your time and your thumbs up, feel free to become a Patreon. I'm going to be putting more content out for those that support me. Membership. Good night. Hey there, sorry for this interruption, but I wanted to bring something to your attention. If you've been enjoying this live stream, why don't you partner with me and be a support to the channel via Patreon membership for just a minimum of $5 a month. All you have to do is scroll down beneath this video here, click the Patreon link, then consider donating as little as $5 a month toward the channel. A little bit of crumbs can go a long way, and I appreciate your support. Now, let's get back to this live stream.